All right, God bless you, people of God. It feels good to be back again. Now, I trust the Lord by the grace of God, you are all blessed. In fact, I'm so much excited, in this particular video that we are about to watch. The man of God, esteemed Prophet Uebert Angel and Reverend Dr. Chris Oyakhilome preached and ministered from the book of Enoch. Now, please do me a favor right now. If today is your first time, kindly please subscribe to this channel. Your life will never be the same. Let's quickly, I want us to start from with esteemed Prophet Uebert Angel. Then we continue with Reverend Dr. Chris Oyakhilome. Take a look at this.
The book of Enoch is dangerous, and I'll tell you this. Because if you read 1 Enoch 7:1-14, it will try to explain as if Enoch was the Messiah. That means you ought to be a word surgeon to come from this, go to the book of Enoch, and be able not to confirm. Here we go. People tell you read it and read it and read it. So you got to understand it before you get there. And when you get there, you have to understand it from the point of view of the Bible to go like, hey, no. Let me read what he's trying to say. Am I talking?
Yes, sir.
Jesus says something and quotes something that is not in the Old or New Testament. When they asked him, sir, who will be this woman's husband in heaven? He says, you know, they are going to be angels.
Yes, sir.
Just like the angels. They neither marry nor be given in marriage.
Yes, sir.
And that reference, you find it nowhere else except the book of Enoch. Joshua 10, verse number 13. The sun stood still. Are you here?
Yes, sir.
And the moon stayed. Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is it not written in the book of Joshua? An inspired book is referencing an inspired book that is not in the inspired book. Numbers 21:14. Wherefore it is said in the book of the words of the Lord.
The book of
We have the Bible which is inspired, quoting that there is another book called the wars of the Lord. Not war. The wars of the Lord. That means it's so many wars that God himself fought.
Wow.
2 Chronicles 12, verse number 15. Now the acts of Rehoboam, first Rehoboam and last Rehoboam. Are they not written in the book of Shemaiah the prophet? We have Shemaiah the prophet. 1 Chronicles 29:29. Now the acts of David the king, first acts of David and last acts of David. Behold, they are written in the book of Samuel the seer, and in the book of Nathan the prophet, and in the book of Gad the seer. And they are not in your Bible. Jude, chapter number 1, there is only first chapter, 14 and 15.
Yes, sir.
And Enoch also the seventh from Adam prophesied of this, saying, behold, the Lord cometh. Okay, so Enoch prophesied something
Yes, sir.
that we don't have in the Bible. The other verse we have of Enoch, and Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. Then we have another one, then we have this one. Done. Enoch is finished. 2 Peter 2, verse number 1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false prophets among you, who probably shall bring damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that brought them, bring up themselves swift destruction. That's what Enoch prophesied, as written in Jude. And Peter is referencing Enoch.
Wow.
And we don't have Enoch in our Bible. And you realize that the changes that happened in the book of Enoch was the reason why the Nicaea conference said, nope, we're not putting it there. Because according to that, the Ketuvim and the prophets, you understand? All that. That means Jesus was on a three-pronged approach. The prophets, Psalms, all that. He mentioned three, only three. And those three don't include the book of Enoch. I mean, Jesus told you the accepted syllabus.
Wow.
The law of Moses, the prophets, and what? The Psalms. At least he told you this is it. Before we get to the New Testament, these are the ones. Oh, someone say, oh, but the prophets. No. According to the Jewish tradition, they did not include Enoch. And even according to the Dead Sea Scrolls, Enoch, relax. Am I talking to you now? I want you to put the scriptures on the book of Enoch there. Now look at it. And they were in total what? You get into the number 6, right? Are you getting to number 6?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course, we said from number 3. And Samaja, their leader, said unto them, and this is 1 Enoch 6:2. Why is this 1 Enoch 6:2? Because in other versions of the same book, it is called the whole book as one. Put another one.
Wow.
Now here it is. Start from verse number 3. Chapter number 3, verse number 3. And Semjaza was their leader and said unto them, I fear you will not indeed agree to do this deed. I alone shall have to pay the penalty of great sin. And they all answered him and said, let us all swear an oath and all bind ourselves by mutual imprecations, not to abandon this plan, but to do this. This is when they were planning to fall from heaven.
Wow.
When they were planning to deceive humanity and sleep with the daughters of men. Verse number 5. Then swear they all together, bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And they were all how many? 200. Who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon and called it Mount Hermon because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations. Notice here, they descended on Mount Hermon. And the word Hermon means rebellion. I don't know if you understand. Imagine angels meeting and then meeting there and say, we bind ourselves and we are going to do this as a rebellious move. Rebelling against who? Against God. Just so that you understand this. In the middle of nowhere, there is a country called Kazakhstan. But in that Kazakhstan country, what they managed to do is USA managed to give that city and other countries as well 50 billion US dollars to build a pyramid. Show the pyramid. You see that pyramid? At the top of that pyramid is where all world religions have decided to meet. Guess what? I want you to guess. How many sisters are in there? 200. The book of Enoch tells us that
200.
they didn't get that.
Wow.
Wow. 200.
Oh.
And that pyramid is called Astana, Kazakhstan. Astana. Don't worry about it. You can go in the Greek and you can go into Italian or the Greek and you still come back with Astana, and if you rearrange the words, it's Saturn. And not only that, it's in the center of craters that are huge. Show the crater. Do you see that's a crater? Let's go back.
One of these days, God willing, I can share some of those things with you, how they came to be. And but interesting that Jude will quote directly from the book of Enoch. Now, if he quotes the book of Enoch, and then he quotes a prophetic word from the book of Enoch, that prophecy that he just referred to in verse 14 into verse 15 is also a quote from the book of Enoch. Now, at a certain time, it was included in the package of the Bible, but some of the church fathers were split in two as to whether to accept it or not to accept it. In fact, the argument became heated that those who were against putting it there decided that they should exclude the book of the book of Jude altogether. But the question is why? I'm investigating that, and I will let you know.
Thank you, sir.
I'm investigating that. Why were they split? Why were they split? Tertullian said he wanted to canonize it. Tertullian wanted to. Clement of Alexandria said it was authentic. Irenaeus said it was authentic. But you had a few others like Jerome and, the few others who had a problem with it. So I'm investigating all of them. And I want to find out why would they say no? And here's an interesting thing. If Jude refers to that book, it means he expects us to know what's there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's as simple as that.
Yes, sir.
In fact, there are books that are mentioned in the Bible. Let me read something. You'll be surprised. Then you ask yourself, have you ever seen these books? I'm not telling you to go fishing for them. You haven't even read the one that they said you should read. So don't even trouble yourself trying to find the ones that are scarce. Okay, let me take you through a few. We're going to do a quick exercise here. 2 Corinthians, go to Second Chronicles, Old Testament. 2 Chronicles chapter 20 and verse 34. Let's see. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoshaphat, first and last, behold, they are written in the book of Jehu, the son of Hanani, who is mentioned in the book of the kings of Israel. The book of Jehu. Have you ever seen the book of Jehu? Now, he tells us about the information in the book of Jehu because he expected his readers to know so they can get some information from the book of Jehu. Now, like I said, be careful so you don't go and get fake book of Jehu, but because that can be the challenge, all right? That can be the challenge. Authenticity. When you, okay, 2 Chronicles chapter 12 and verse 15. Now the acts of Rehoboam, first and last, that means from beginning to end, are they not written in the book of Shemaiah? Shemaiah was a prophet. Okay, now he tells us they're written in the book of Shemaiah, the prophet, and of Iddo the seer, concerning genealogies. Interesting. Have you seen those books, Reverend Tom? All right. Now you go to 2 Chronicles chapter 9 and verse number 29. Now the rest of the acts of Solomon, first and last, are they not written in the book of Nathan the prophet, and in the prophecy of Ahijah the Shilonite, and in the visions of Iddo the seer against Jeroboam the son of Nebat? Interesting. Now, some say that the book of Second Samuel, particularly 2 Samuel, they believe that the writers included Samuel and Nathan the prophet, and some even believe that part of it might have been written by Gad the seer. Well, that book doesn't say so. The reason...
All right. God bless you so much for watching. I trust God you are blessed watching this video. There are more to learn. When I look at these things, I just know there are more to learn. There are more. We need to study to show ourselves approved unto God. And like the man of God, Reverend Dr. Chris said, he said, don't be in a haste going to search for those kind of books before you are being deceived by messages people are posting on somewhere. Okay, the 66 books that we are already holding, we are not done reading this one. Okay, we are not done reading this one. So let's continue to focus reading on this one. They are just making reference, letting us know that these books were supposed to be part of the Bible, yet it wasn't, included. And the man of God, Reverend Dr. Chris, said he is investigating why they took it out of the Bible. So let's hope the Spirit of God help us find out the truth. Now, remember, Jesus is coming, and we are preparing for the first flight. We are preparing for the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. Continue to prepare yourself. Your life will never be the same. Study to show yourself approved unto God. I'm going to see you in the next video. Please subscribe. God bless you.